Is Prince Harry set to cancel his appearance at a mental health summit in Australia? Because let's put it this way, no one is buying tickets to this event, which leads me to one conclusion. No one's bothered to hear from this Winter Ginger down under. Hey up everyone, it's me, Steph the Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because is Hazza set to actually cancel his appearance at the Australian Mental Health Summit? Because it seems like no one's buying tickets to this event, which leads me, as I said, to one conclusion: no one's freaking bothered down under to hear from this ginger whinger going on and on and on and on about his mental health. Oh, the poor little dear. But anywho, here's the story. This is reported by Sky News Australia. Sussex's Aussie trip in peril as Prince Harry's Melbourne event sees ticket prices slashed. There's only one reason, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, why you'd slash the prices of tickets. Because they're not selling. So you're slashing the prices to try and attract people to buy tickets at a lower rate, at a discount. It's, for me, economics 101. Anywho, the story goes saying that demand for Hazza's appearance at the InterEdge Summit in Melbourne appears to have softened, with ticket prices slashed by half in the final lead up to the event. And so tickets originally were priced at $1,978. Now, they're under $1,000 at 997 Australian dollars on the event website. Now, this is a 2-day mental health summit. It's going to happen at Melbourne Park. It's going to have Hazza at the moment, alongside retired tennis champion Jelena Dokic and other speakers discussing mental health issues. Now, it's understood that Hazza is being paid $50,000 which is about 70,000 Australian dollars for his address. But if we all remember, back in February 2020, he was paid a whopping $1 million to attend a JP Morgan event. What a fall from financial grace indeed. He ain't worth $1 million anymore for people to hear him speak. He's worth less than $100,000 at $50,000. Now, let me put it this way to you, okay? Right. And let me put this a little bit more into perspective. If I was offered, right, £50,000, or even dollars, all right, American dollars, to attend a summit and speak on something that I was passionate about and I believed in, did I? I'm going to be like, hell yes. Show me the way, give me the directions, and let me do my thing. Okay. However, this is the thing. Hazza's fall from grace financially. From 5-6 years ago when he was paid a whopping $1 million to now only being paid, in comparison, $50,000. Oh, that's got to sting for Hazza's ego, don't you think? I mean, I'd think so, wouldn't you? And so here we've got some reactions that I had to show you from X. So let me start with one of my good mates, Stephanie from the Sidley twins, my Steph twin, saying it just keeps getting worse. Yes, it does. Here we've got G Templeton saying stay tuned for some form of event or calamity which causes a cancellation, probably involving their children, though I do hope it's not serious, to show they're good parents with priorities or some such so they can bolt, especially if it's only 20 to 30% full. And this is a thing, right? As I've reported on this channel, there is a possibility that with Megsy's Besties event, that's going to get cancelled because not all the tickets have been sold. And Besties does have a track record at cancelling events last minute when tickets have not been sold out. So Could we be looking at the same here for Hazza? But instead of the event being cancelled, Hazza just pulling out. Because the sheer embarrassment of going from $1 million being paid to speak to $50,000 being paid to speak, and it ain't even sold out, that's got to bruise a prince's ego a little bit, such as Hazard's, right? Now, let's get on to Baloo E. Shum saying you'd be quite peeved if you'd bought it at full price. I know I would. Just short of $2,000 Australian dollars, I shell out to hear a ginger whinger speak about mental health. And then I find out the next day that it's been discounted to under $1,000. Yeah, I'd be peeved, that's for sure. Here, we've got Rainy Day saying, I wonder if the people who paid full price will be screaming for a refund. I know I would. I'd be screaming for a refund, and then I'd buy the ticket again at the half price. That's what I'd do. So, if anyone, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, was stupid enough to pay for this thing at full price, at just under $2,000 Australian dollars, my humble opinion, if I was in that position, I would get a refund. And then if I was still stupid enough to want to go, I'd just rebuy the tickets at the discounted price. Ba-boom. Done and dusted, right? Let's get on to the final two reactions, because even at the discounted price, BDavin22 does make a good point here. Still, at 950 Australian dollars, it is still overvalued. It's still way too much. Dare a ginger whinger freaking speak. I would say so myself. And then let's leave it with the final reaction from According to Taz, and she's saying the following right here. Will Harry and Meghan be able to repeat the same incredible welcome down under that they received back in 2018? I think I can say with absolute certainty, nope. She can't fill 300 seats, and Harry can't even fill 250 seats. The jig is up, guys. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. And I have a lot of Australian friends, one of which, the Sarge, I'm looking at you. When Hazza and Megsy are in Australia, the Sarge is going to be teaming up with me on this channel, and every day, reporting from down under, the Sarge will be joining me to give us literally boots on the ground reporting what's actually happening in Australia whilst Hazza and Megsy is there, what the reception has been like, everything, right? Cutting through the mainstream media BS noise to actually really get to the truth. So if you want that and so much more, make sure on your way out you subscribe to join our Alternerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Steph Alternerd for more misadventures, the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. I've got a question for you guys. Why do you think Harry's mental health vent hasn't been sold out? What do you think the reason is? I'm sure you could come up with some good answers. So do so in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.